Ciao is a word that you can use to say hello or goodbye or dough or fried or food or dog or also eat. It's quite confusing, isn't it? Shall we at least make an attempt to get to the bottom of it all? In Bristol, which is a place where I live, there's a burger bar called Chow Burger. Now, you'd expect it to be spelt like... So, chow and then burger. There we go, C-H-O-W. That would be how you'd spell that normally, but actually in a witty turn, it's spelt like this. That's how you spell chow, I'm pretty sure that's how you spell chow. Burger. Now this one here, of course, is the Italian phrase for hello and goodbye. It's quite a clever turn of phrase because it sort of implies a speed of service, but also a coolness. A hello and a goodbye, but also that kind of Italian coolness that comes with that word. Unfortunately, ciao in Italian literally translates to the word slave. Now, let me try to pull that apart because it's not all bad. I mean, obviously slavery is a terrible thing, and when you use the word slave, you're generally referring to something terrible. But in this context, there is a context for it, and it's not some lightweight side salad excuse for slavery. It's an actual Let me try to explain. Just quickly, I feel like I should say that actually if you use ciao in Italy itself, it's a very, very informal way of saying hello and goodbye. It's also a very, very familiar way of saying hello and goodbye. So if you do use it in Italy, make sure that you're saying it to someone that you know intimately, maybe, or maybe not intimately, but at least someone who you probably have a hug with and it wouldn't be awkward and it wouldn't go on too long. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, the roots of the word ciao go back to a specific Italian dialect, specifically Venetian. Sometime over the last 500 years, it became quite popular among the local traders, but also the locals in general, to say, I am your slave. Now, that sounds sort of sinister, but of course it isn't, because the English equivalent is I'm at your service or at your service. So actually, Chow Burger, which literally translates as slave burger, have actually got it quite right, because of course, using that, they are at your service. This is not a plug for Chow Burger, but if you would like to give me some free burgers, Chow Burger, I would very much enjoy that. That would be something I would enjoy. Anyway, over time, the sense of using the word ciao evolved into sort of a general salutation for overfamiliar Italians or pretentious poshos the world over. So what about the fried food and the dogs? Ciao as a word referring to food probably goes back to California in the United States of America, where there are quite large communities of Chinese immigrants, and the word ciao was used as a pidgin English equivalent to say food. Now obviously there are dishes like chow mein, but also chow is a sort of a catch-all term for pickles. The English equivalent would be piccalilli or just pickles. So, you know, that sort of spread that you get, and then you stick it in and it's all yellow. I would imagine, and this is me heading off into completely unknown territory here, that actually chow is caught on because it's almost an imitative sound of eating, like chow chow. I mean, if you make that sound, then you probably got something wrong with you, but it sort of sounds like eating, doesn't it? It does. Come on. Now, chow mein has a very specific definition, so let's go into that one. Chow mein actually means fried dough if you translate it directly. Some other translations say fried flour, which is very pleasing indeed. I mean, I prefer my fried dough as a donut, but we're talking about noodles here, so that's something. Where is this going? So yes, chow mein is fried dough, but what about the dogs? Well, the canine fanciers out there and amongst the people who may or may not be watching this video will be aware of a breed known as the Chow Chow. If you're not familiar with it, then I would recommend looking up the appearance of this dog, as it is sort of moderately entertaining. Further entertainment can be had from the dog's proper name, because the dog, of course, was... Well, not of course, but the dog was bred in northern China originally, and the Chow Chow is a word that we use pretty much everywhere else, but in northern China it's known as something else. Now, I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that word because I'm an idiot, but also in the direct translation into English is puffy lion dog, which is brilliant. I mean, if only more things could be referred to in those terms. There are competing theories about why it's called a chow chow everywhere else, and I'm afraid the main theory, which is the one that's most likely, isn't very pretty. It's most likely that the chow chow is called the chow chow because of Western, well, not just of Western, I guess, but other cultures' affiliations with the Chinese eating dogs. So when they saw a Chinese dog, they called it I don't really know to go much further than that, do I? So I think I'll be sticking to Puffy Lion Dog in future. If you're still watching this, then allow me to reward you. The first comment on either of the 3 places where this is available, so Facebook, YouTube or Instagram, the top comment which answers my following question will get a bookmark in the post or from my dear bare hands. I've actually just realised I don't have a question. I had a shower and I thought I'd think about it in the shower, but I didn't think about it in the shower. I thought about, I don't know, something else and I can't really remember. This rather marvellous poetry collection is by Christian Boke. That's how you say his name, even though it's because it's got those little, you see what I'm saying? But what does this word mean, eunoia, here? What does it mean? The first answer in the comments with the definition of the word eunoia gets a bookmark. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you at some point in the future, probably. Ciao.